Good evening. The title of my talk is The Liberation Theology of Shinran Shonin. Some of you may have heard that phrase, liberation theology. It came up in the mid-1950s and through the 60s and 70s, known in Latin America as a movement of mostly Catholic priests to find ways to use the Christianity, teaching the Christianity to help liberate the oppressed and poor people in those countries. But today I'm going to be talking about Shinran's liberation theology. It's not about who to vote for or what program to lobby for, but it's about liberating ourselves as the oppressors, rather than trying to liberate the oppressed, to liberate ourselves as the oppressors. And the theology part is, of course, in Buddhism, God so much, but we do talk about a view beyond our humanistic view. So I think theology would be appropriate here to say. So the liberation theology of Shinran. As many of you know, Shinran was an aristocrat, and then he went to study 20 years on Mount Hiei at the Tendai Monastery. And at that time, the Buddhist, the training that he underwent as a Buddhist monk kind of went hand in hand with the way the society viewed the different classes of people. And for the aristocrats as well as the monks, there was this feeling of privilege, that we earned this, or we have made merit or did this to be in this high position, whether it's the aristocrats' social and economic status or the monks feeling like they're gaining higher and higher stages towards enlightenment. But they looked down on the other people, as aristocrats looked down on those who worked, and said they are akunin. They are the evil people because they break the Buddhist precepts. In the course of their work, they break the Buddhist precepts. And they may have done terrible things in their past lives as well to be in this poor and miserable state that they're in. So Shinran grew up in that atmosphere where the aristocrats felt very privileged because they deserved to be privileged, whereas the people suffering deserve to be that way. And I think it's very relevant for right now in our times that I hear a lot on the media that demonizes those who are poor and in need. Like, is there, or why should we support them because we earned our money, we earned our privileges, or we deserve our privileges, and they don't. So what Shinran found through meeting his teacher Honen and being grasped by the Pure Land teachings, that this idea of privilege has no basis, that from the view of the power beyond myself, all beings are equal. All beings are equal, and there's no ground for me to say that I'm above any other being. In fact, Shinran, as you know, would often say he is so replete with defilements, how could he even call himself better than anyone else? So he's the evil person from that viewpoint. And so I think this is the theology, this viewpoint beyond oneself to see the absolute equality of all beings that Shinran, and I think at this time in our society, we need to hear that message of liberating ourselves as the oppressors, to get rid of our view of feeling privileged and feeling that we could look down on others as undeserving. And I think the great summary of this liberation theology comes in the third verse of the Jodo Wasan. And you're probably familiar with this line, Gedatsu no korin kiwa mo nashi, the light wheel in light of liberation. Liberation is like a wheel of light that has no edges, boundaries. Kosoku kamuru mono wa mina. This light touches all. Umu o hanaru to betamo. And it breaks through that division between the haves and haves not. Byodo kaku ni kimyo seyo. And then our lives are returned to this awakening of absolute equality. Our lives are returned to the awakening of absolute equality. So just as Shinran found that as much as I'm so undeserving, and yet I get this gift of being embraced by the great wisdom, the great light, that even more so our other our even lesser valued treasures in our property, our health, our assets, even those things we are really not so deserving. There are gifts that we have received to be grateful for. So this last line of the Wasan, Byodo kaku ni kimyo seyo, is Namu Amida Butsu. It's to smash my sense of privilege and open my heart up to this awakening into the absolute equality of all beings. Thank you. Namu Amida Butsu.